It's 6:30 in the morning. Your alarm goes off. For a few seconds, you just lie there, staring at the ceiling. Your body wants more sleep, but your mind already knows the answer. You have to get up. Not because you want to, because people are counting on you. You get dressed while the rest of the house is still asleep. You grab whatever breakfast you can find and step outside. The streets are quiet, the sun hasn't fully risen yet. A few hours later, you'll be sitting at a desk, standing behind a counter, working on a construction site, delivering packages, or doing whatever your job asks of you. The work is different for everyone. The feeling isn't. You watch the clock, you wait for lunch, you count the hours until it's finally time to go home. Then you wake up the next day and do it all again. Which raises a strange question. If getting a job was supposed to make life better, why does turning 20 feel like the moment life suddenly became heavier? When you're younger, getting your first job feels like freedom. You imagine your first paycheck. You imagine buying the things you've always wanted. You imagine finally becoming independent. Then your first salary arrives. For a moment, it feels incredible. You earned this. Nobody handed it to you. Every number in your bank account represents hours of your life. Then reality quietly interrupts. The money starts disappearing. Transportation, food, phone bills, helping your family if they need you, saving for the future, maybe paying back a loan. You don't even remember where half of it went. That's the part nobody really explains. Getting a job doesn't just give you money, it gives you responsibility. And responsibility has a habit of arriving much faster than confidence. So you keep working. Even on the mornings when you're exhausted, even when your feet hurt, even when you don't feel appreciated. Because stopping isn't really an option. You tell yourself you're doing it for a better future. You just wish the future didn't feel so far away. Then something else begins to happen. You open your phone during your lunch break. One friend just bought a new car. Another is traveling to places you've only seen online. Someone else announces a promotion. Another posts photos from a new apartment. You look around the room. You're eating the same lunch you had yesterday. Tomorrow will probably look exactly the same. Without realizing it, your job stops feeling like progress. It starts feeling like proof that everyone else is moving faster than you. You begin asking questions that are impossible to answer. Am I earning enough? Am I wasting my 20s? What if I pick the wrong path? What if everyone else reaches their dreams before I even get started? The strange part is that your mind doesn't compare your real life with theirs. It compares your worst moments with their best moments. That's a comparison nobody can win. Most people don't post the nights they can't sleep because they're worried about money. They don't share the moments they stare at their bank balance, wondering how they'll make it to the end of the month. They don't tell you about the pressure they feel every time someone asks them what they're doing with their life. Instead, they post the victories, the smiles, the celebrations. You see the finished picture. You never see the struggle it took to create it. And slowly, almost without noticing, you stop appreciating how far you've already come. You focus only on how far you still have to go. Maybe that's why life feels so difficult at 20. Not because you're failing, but because this is often the first time you're trying to build a life while constantly wondering if you're already falling behind. The pressure doesn't stop when you leave work. Sometimes it follows you home. You start thinking about your parents. For years, they carried responsibilities you never even noticed. Now you're old enough to understand why they looked so tired some evenings. Maybe you want to help them. Maybe you already do. Maybe you wish you could do more. That's a different kind of pressure. Not because anyone asked you to carry it, because you want to. You begin realizing that being independent isn't just about paying your own bills. It's about becoming someone other people can rely on. That sounds exciting, until you discover how heavy it can feel. Then another thought quietly appears. What if this is all my life will ever be? Wake up, go to work, come home tired, sleep, repeat. It's a frightening question because it doesn't arrive during a bad day. It arrives during an ordinary one. The kind of day that looks exactly like yesterday. But here's something worth thinking about. Almost every adult remembers a time when they believed they were running out of time. At 20, you think you should already know what you're doing. By 25, you think you should be earning more. By 30, you wonder why some dreams still haven't happened. The finish line keeps moving, not because life is unfair, because humans are remarkably good at turning today's dream into tomorrow's expectation. You finally get the job you wanted. A few months later, you want a better one. You save enough money to buy something you've dreamed about. Soon you're chasing the next goal. Our lives improve. Our expectations improve even faster. That's why success often feels shorter than we imagined. The strange thing is that while you're worried about becoming successful, something far more important is already happening. You're becoming resilient. Every difficult customer teaches patience. Every mistake teaches judgment. Every early morning teaches discipline. None of those lessons feel exciting while you're living them. They just feel like another long day. But years later, you realize those ordinary days quietly shaped the person you became. Maybe life gets tough at 20 because this is the first chapter you have to write on your own. No teacher tells you the right answer. No parent can make every decision for you. No friend can walk your path. For the first time, your future depends mostly on the choices you make when nobody is watching. That freedom is beautiful. It's also terrifying. And perhaps that's what nobody tells you about adulthood. Confidence doesn't come before responsibility. It comes after you've carried responsibility for a while. You don't become brave and then face uncertainty. You face uncertainty until one day you realize you're braver than you used to be. So if you're 20 and life feels heavier than you expected, maybe that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Maybe it means you're standing at the place where childhood quietly ends and real independence begins. It's uncomfortable. It's uncertain. Sometimes it's lonely. But it is also where character is built. One ordinary morning, one paycheck, one difficult decision at a time. Years from now, you probably won't remember every shift you worked, or every morning you struggled to get out of bed. You'll remember the person those moments slowly created. Because life doesn't become meaningful when everything is easy. It becomes meaningful when you keep moving forward, even on the days when you're not sure you're making progress. And maybe that's the real reason life feels so tough at 20. It's the age when you stop waiting for life to begin. You realize it already has.